Fill up your name.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Wellness Beyond the Witchlight. Yeah, wellness, because you know what, in this crazy world of ours, we all need a little bit more, wellness in our lives. I've just been informed that I haven't changed my name, so you'll just see me type this right now, away from my name to, what do I call myself in this one? Just Dungeon Master? That's so boring.
Delight
Master.
Master.
Oh my god. Delight Master.
Wouldn't it be Wellness Master?
Wellness Guru. Wellness Guru.
Oh.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay, we'll just do Wellness Guru. That's grim. Hi everyone, my name is Philip, as you all saw for a couple of shameful moments apparently. But yes, I am the Wellness Guru of this game. A Be Well emote. Oh my god, that's a great idea. I'm gonna be honest with you, we just unlocked a couple new emotes and I was trying to figure out what to do. And a Be Well, this gesture right there is an appropriate one.
Thanks to an anonymous donor
someone did
yesterday
that was...
who I feel like might be in the chat tonight.
I don't.
Well,
if they're anonymous,
they're
why don't,
anonymous.
If they did something nice that was anonymous, why don't you just like calm down then?
Well, I'm saying I appreciate it, and they're the whole reason we'll get a Be Well.
Your tone was accusatory and frightening.
I'm a teammate.
And I think someone's in the chat tonight who might have had something to do with it. Like, oh gosh.
I know, Book and Dagger, it wasn't you. All you do is call me out on 13s that I miss.
Book and Dagger does a lot of other great things, such as suggest a Be Well emote. But yes, so my name's Philip. These are our wonderful players. Say hello, players.
Hello.
Hello, players.
We have Lauren, Laura. We have Liv, KJ, and Tyler. And I'm saying everyone's name here periodically, which somebody said I should do most sessions, and they're right.
And that's Philip.
Everyone knows that, believe me, because of my shame. Because of my shame at not having Wellness Guru locked and loaded and ready to go. I feel like this is getting off to a really weird energy tonight, you guys, which is why we all need to take a few deep breaths and center ourselves in the story of those who have come to Prismere to seek a solution to their problems. Liv, I know you were not here last time. We did kind of have, there was a lot of pixie-based stuff going on, and based on how we sort of were supposing that perhaps Fritzy, when dealing with actual pixies, was like, I'm not going to cosplay as a pixie. I'm a fairy. Thank you very much, etc., etc. But basically, where we have left off is that our group sort of concluded their time at the Witchlight Carnival. Rival was crowned the Witchlight Monarch, to the major chagrin of one Alexis Rosanelle, which, I mean, how could you blame her for being upset about that? Rival, in addition to that, refuses to give Eliwick Tumblestrum that hammer, even though Eliwick is being super nice and offering all sorts of stuff, but Rival won't budge. Eliwick wants his little privacy. If you were a public figure, you might understand that, Rival. But in any event, Sue has sort of gathered the group. Latara also joined us last week, replacing Calix, who had been there, and Calix decided this program is not for me. You guys are creepy. So Latara is here. Latara is a sort of a kind of this dream-like figure of a race or species you guys might not be particularly familiar with. But in any case, this group, along with Eliwick, her toad familiar Groke, Sue, and Enog Icebreath, currently appearing as a silver dragonborn, but in fact a ancient silver dragon, kind of in service, having promised to bring Alexis just a bunch of fairy gold. You all join hands as Sue casts a plane shift to put you all into the Feywild, or should we call it, for this game, the Fey Wellness. No, you don't like that? We'll still go with the Feywild. Fair enough. Okay, I can accept that note. No problem. So you all.
I think We can call it the Fey Wellness if we have to travel through the bottom. As is the portal in many a Fey story.
It really, yeah, it is. Oh God, at some point there really should be a D&D module where it's all just like plumbing pipes, and you just stand on top of them, and then it goes junk junk junk, and then you just pop up somewhere else. Like, that's all the teleportation. Oh my God, or warp whistle is an item. I'll stop. Anyway, so you guys all go through this spell. I believe Alexis probably would have, based on her sort of earlier life. Do you think any of the rest of you, because Fritzy, there are passages between sort of the Feywild and the material plane, so you can just sort of travel, through sort of a kind of like a little slip through an area of a shady glen or whatever. But do you think any of the rest of you have ever actually done a plane shift spell? Do you think any of the rest of you would have had occasion to be near that high level of magic in your backstories?
I think Alexis
probably did. I think Enog and Eliwick, I mean, come on, they've done it all. So aside from Alexis, this is kind of like a startling feeling as you momentarily feel your body kind of like condensing down to a single point before sort of re-expanding in a new plane of space. However, I said nothing bad will happen, but that doesn't mean there will not be crazy complications along the way. I'm going to give you all, as a group, a choice. Would you guys like to roll a d8, a d10, or a d12? For complications and excitements.
8, 10, 12.
8, 10, or 12.
We submit our own choice here. Can it be like a D0?
A D0?
12. I vote for 12.
Vote for 12?
I also vote for
12's
12.
fine.
12,
yeah.
cool.
I'll do
Then
12, yeah.
then whoever has a D12 handiest, please roll me. A D12.
3.
3. Okay. So on a D12, 3 means...
TPK.
Yes, so you are all dead, so let's roll into characters. No. I also do want to mention for our viewers, I forgot last week at the end when they all got to level up to 2nd level. We were thinking of we hadn't even decided how we were going to do hit points and such. So we just decided everyone gets max hit points at every level because this is a nice game. So they all just doubled their HP. This is a sweet game. I'll never do anything bad to anyone.
Never mind. I'll ask you later.
lie.
So, with a 3 on the roll of 12, you all find yourselves... It feels like you're almost, you're not falling out of the spell, but there is a momentary sensation of dropping that Alexis does not feel correct to you at all.
Okay. She will scream.
Okay. So you all hear Alexis scream, those of you who are sort of holding her hands. But some hands do sort of are unloosed here, as you do sort of feel some sense of falling or displacement for a few moments. The 5 of you all land. You can land prone or on your feet as you choose, but you land against stone, and there is mist all around you. Not scary mist. It's kind of purple and it smells like candy. So, seemed a bit of a rough landing, Alexis.
Yeah. Can she identify the mist if it's not scary mist? Because she kind of knows about mist.
Yeah, make a nature check.
Okay. Ah, nuts.
Nuts.
17.
17. This is pretty typical Feywild mist. It is not found everywhere, but it is kind of like sweet. Occasionally it is used to sort of separate an area to try to make it a little bit trickier to navigate through.
Okay. Okay.
But you are not surrounded by it. It's kind of only rising up near you. However...
Who's with us, Sue?
Well, as you look around, it is actually only the 5 of you who have landed here.
Enog is gone?
Enog does not appear to be here. And you are, so apologies, because I'm actually going to email this to you all now, but I do want to show the stream. This right here is the land that is sort of spread out before you. This is Prismere, and you guys are basically like right here where my finger's pointing. Okay. The world is bad, and I hate it. Okay, there we go. Yes, you guys are like right here on this little bridge there at the front of it. You don't know that they're called Hither, Thither, and Yon, but they're called Hither, Thither, and Yon. So, as you all arrive at this place and look up, you do see in the distance a beautiful palace. I guess I'll zoom in on this for a second because I can with an iPad. You see that sort of this palace here, this Palace of Heart's Desire. You've seen on the brochures and such that this is where you were supposed to go and see Zybilna. However, upon arriving here, kind of being pulled out of stuff, you were not familiar with there being these sort of separating clouds and mists in Prismere. Based on your knowledge of it, Alexis and Fritzy, Prismere is not a segmented domain of delight. It is supposed to be sort of a more unified, it does have different regions, but it's not a sort of separated one, and so this seems odd. In addition, right where you are, as you're sort of standing on this very high bridge, it's about 20 feet across, and you think you're a good 100 feet above whatever is kind of below you, which, if anyone is sort of daring enough to peek over the side, seems to be like a thick swamp. About 100 feet down. But you do see that, like, right where you are, there is sort of a pergola that's been constructed, and a sort of like a glitchy prepared illusion is sort of cycling. It is of this this woman. She is sort of tall and has very long hair. She seems sort of elf-like, but you're not completely sure. Definitely fae. And she is sort of saying, "Welcome to Prismere. You are in excellent hands. Your new journey towards wellness, mindfulness, and self-actualization begins now. I am Zybilna, the archfey of this place, and Bavlorna Brightsraw will be of the Hourglass program. She will assist you in your... Be well. Welcome to Prismere." It keeps kind of cycling. Something is broken with it. It keeps playing. But you're hearing these things about journey towards actualization. You do hear she's identifying herself as Zybilna, so you think this might be an aspect of this archfey. But she again says that something about someone named Bavlorna Blightstraw and something about the Hourglass program. You hear this a few times. Hourglass program. Zip, 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 zip. Be well.
What was the name
Welcome
of
to
that
Prismere.
witch coven that cursed Diana?
Cloppington? Diana Cloppington, you mean?
That's the name, yeah.
The coven that cursed Diana Cloppington happens to be called the Hourglass Coven now.
Okay.
Good call.
Coincidence? Probably.
Probably.
Yes. So.
Wait, remind me, Philip, which of
Please.
us heard about the Hourglass Coven? It wasn't all of us, right?
I don't think all of you heard about it, but I feel like you did all discuss it after the fact.
We did?
Yeah, that's
we
why we
were all
came
there,
I think
yeah.
so, yeah.
You all
we
kinda
did
came
discover
together
Hourglass,
and-
so
yeah.
we do know. Okay.
You know that the Hourglass Coven apparently cursed Diana Cloppington into a person
Got
who
it.
can't speak about certain things, or she pukes up pine sap, or sneezes moths, or has mushrooms grow out of her fingertips.
And there was a frog.
And
I would like to
There was a frog.
approach. I would like to approach Zybilna
okay,
or the hologram
absolutely.
and say, "Hello, are you all right?"
Be well.
Yes.
Welcome to Prismere. It seems to not reply to you at all. Why don't you, Rival, make an Arcana check?
Not good. 13.
13's not bad. You can tell this is an illusion, but something seems to be like glitching with it. Like something is odd.
Interesting.
Yeah.
This is fine. We should just start walking towards the castle, and someone will surely find us and transport us there quicker.
But
I don't want to do any more transporting. What for?
Okay, then you can walk the whole way while I take the carriage that eventually finds us. That's fine.
Or maybe I should fly with the pixie dust that I was given.
Then go do
because I'm the
it, Your
monarch.
Highness.
Is there a way to like hack the hologram?
It would require magic to do so. It would require a spell to do so, but well, why don't you make an Arcana check? You're not terrible at those, I don't think.
No, not terrible. Not proficient. Well, 9.
You feel like you should be able to disrupt it. I don't know. You know, they do it with mirrors or magnets or something. You could probably do something.
Can I use like? Oh, wait, what do I have? I have a spell that can do anything. What do I have? I don't know what I have that could do anything. Can I use one of my daggers like a mirror to like disrupt it?
Sure. Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
The DC on this is pretty high, but give it a shot.
Alright. 16.
Yeah, you're just stabbing a ghost. You're just kind of.
You just keep frisky stabbing the thing.
I will say, Alexis, just for your eyes, as you sort of look, you are on this long bridge, and it does appear like ordinarily it would lead straight to the Palace of Heart's Desire, but the bridge is like been, destroyed or collapsed at points between here and there, this very high bridge, and there is in fact some of that purplish, candy-scented mist that is even blocking the approach at places. It seems to be ringing everywhere near the palace itself.
Okay, so there's no clear way there?
There is no clear way from where you are to there, and I should email all of you players this map, in fact, just so you can peruse it in greater detail. I prepared it earlier, but I neglected to stick all of your emails
and
already.
The parts of the bridge that are like collapsed or whatever, they're like they're not easy to just jump over or whatever.
They would probably be a little hard to just leap all the way over. But it's maybe not impossible if you wanted to try to stay up here rather than go down into the swamp that is below. Okay, but here we go. I've emailed you guys this image so you guys can look at it in more detail for your reference. And anybody else, if you want to go out and you can get it if you buy the book, and it's a giant poster in the back of the book. But yes, this is at present kind of what you see before you. What are you all doing? Other than stabbing illusions and...
I would like to go to the edge of the broken bridge and see if I can determine what's broken it, or if it's just crumbled.
Perfect.
Don't say that.
Make an investigation check.
You never like it when Philip says things like perfect.
But in this game, it's nice.
As of now.
We're stranded with no help.
It's only 11.
11.
Mm-hmm.
You think maybe it was another big rock, knocked down all of these big rocks?
What was the name that the illusion kept saying?
She said the name Bavlorna Blightstraw.
Does that name sound familiar at all to Alexis?
Make a history check, Alexis.
Hopefully a noble she has heard of.
Sure, make a history check.
I love this map so much.
17.
With a 17, you unfortunately have never heard that specific name.
Yeah.
However, you do remember a really good recipe for like a turnip soup that isn't too heavy, like a nice thing on an afternoon. Yeah.
I remember that.
You just remember that.
Okay.
I mean, it's just a helpful thing to remember. That's all.
Okay. And this is still
Okay.
the same day, right? Time has not gone by. Like
This seems to
is
be the
not...
same day.
Then I don't know what to do because I can't even call Daddy to help.
Are you interesting. As you all sort of stand here, you do notice at the distance that there is a balloon. It's made of patchwork material. It seems to have a lot of like green and red in the balloon, and there's like a basket that it's suspended under. But this balloon is spinning out of control, kind of coming from some of the misty, cloudy areas. But then it plunges into the swamp below. It's maybe like a mile away from you or so, but up here you see it without any trouble.
Oh no, I hope no one was in that. Oh well.
Not much we can do about that.
Oh,
I like the patchwork.
It was nice. Alexis, maybe you'll win Queen of the Feywild if we go and rescue someone.
I
You want
just
to
kind
try
of feel
that?
like you keep bringing that up, and
I will.
maybe it's gotten to your head a bit, and you don't actually deserve this title you got.
I actually need
know.
both of you to roll a d8 for me.
Didn't do anything. She started it.
3.
6.
6. Great. So both of you are kind of like arguing this way, and suddenly, Rival, there's a bunch of like flies kind of all over the place. Just kind of like bugging you.
Bugging her.
Bugging her. Alexis, you, however, as you're sort of standing here, maybe smugly for one brief moment, this cold wind kind of blows, probably carrying up some of the just gross-smelling swamp gases from below. And that, like, it's just very unpleasant.
Ew.
My tail is just like flicking
Unpleasant.
flies.
Well, maybe we should just keep walking. Or start walking.
To where? The bridge is collapsed.
Yes, the bridge is actually collapsed about,
I'm
60
sorry, I
feet
must have
ahead of where
missed-
you are, yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, obviously, we can just about face, go that way, figure out what's going on.
Isn't the bridge collapsed behind us?
The bridge
Or-
is not collapsed behind you, but
Oh,
all
okay.
it is behind you is the mist.
The pink mist, or like
The pink mist, yeah, like the
Okay,
purple
yeah.
pink mist.
do any of us have anything to throw out in front of the bridge?
Oh, sure, you got all sorts of little trinkets and nonsense. Yeah. You throw something like in
And
your
throw
path.
something
Sure.
in the path of the bridge.
Are you looking for a Last Crusade result here? Kind of thing. Yeah. You throw some little trinket over the bridge. And splash in the distance.
There's water down below. There's no secret invisible bridge.
Does not appear to be a secret invisible bridge.
I'm looking for a secret invisible.
Don't you fly?
I do, but I still thought it would be cool.
And she's very little.
I can't carry all of you though.
That's
Well,
true.
Just
Well, we can
wait
either
while,
get
while
some-
someone gets help. It's fine.
We can either get some rope together and climb down, or we can go back that way.
Climb down into the swamp.
Seems to be our only two options.
You're the ones who rolled a 3. I didn't do that. I'm just kidding. This is nice. This is a fun place to be. I know it's a swamp, but you're gonna have a lot of fun.
Is it made out of chocolate?
Probably not.
The swamp?
Yeah.
Latara, I want you to make a nature check.
Tara, no, please don't eat that.
18.
You, Latara, you know a good bit about nature and interesting regions. You strongly suspect this swamp is not made of chocolate.
Okay.
Oh, good.
If you wanted to try to climb down or fly down, it doesn't seem like that would be too difficult. There do seem to be like handholds and footholds in the column itself.
We've got rope too. We could potentially secure up here, and then...
you've got rope, yeah.
Then, I will just go down on the footholds and start climbing down.
Understood. As you go down, you notice that there are massive, colorful...
Are the flies still, like, following her?
The flies,
No?
they just were there for
They were just there
few
for a
moments.
moment?
Just a little bit, just kind of. But as you begin climbing down, you do notice there are these beautiful, like, colorful shelf mushrooms that are kind of clinging to the support pillar as you descend.
Do I recognize these mushrooms
Make an
as
nature
being
check.
magical? Or anything? 18, 21.
Yeah, you think they are not magical. You think they are just much bigger than they would typically otherwise be.
Do I get a sense that I might be smaller
Ooh.
instead?
Make an investigation check, I guess.
Nope. 5, 8.
You think it's possible that you are smaller. But it's
Okay.
also possible that they are just big. It's also possible that you are bigger and they are really bigger. It's also possible that you are much smaller and they are also smaller, but not as much smaller as you. Any of these things are possible.
Yes. Okay, I'll
But
continue.
Rival is climbing down. What about the rest of you?
Does she seem to be having any kind of problem with it, or is it pretty easy looking?
It doesn't appear that if she's going to these handholds, she doesn't seem to be having any trouble. You think it would be hard if you were just trying to, like, climb down the flat rock, unless your name was Alexis, then you honestly might be fine. But yeah, she seems to be having a
Okay.
relatively easy go of it.
Then instead of messing around with rope, I'll just start climbing down as well.
I'll phrase it like this for the more mechanically inclined. No check required if you're using the handholds.
Does the swamp look gross?
That is actually a question that is hard for me to answer because that is going to be, that's going to be so subjective. If you were a turtle, you might think it looked delightful. I will say that it is shrouded in fog. It is murky. It does have that slightly kind of rotting smell that swamps have. This is supposed to be a pleasant game, but I am running the book as it is. So, like, it has that, like, whatever smell, but because of how much mist there is, it kind of covers it up. There is also a lot of frogs croaking and birds singing and all that sort of stuff.
I'm going to attempt to cast Prestidigitation to make the swamp smell like chocolate and look like rainbows.
Understood. So the looking like rainbows part will be hard, but the sort of cleaning it and maybe giving it a minor shot. I almost say you could do that with, like, the flavoring section of it. So you're going to climb down and do that once you're down there, or you're trying to do that from afar?
From afar.
From afar, you kind of reach out and gesture, and it doesn't seem to have any effect at this distance, but perhaps if you were closer.
Okay.
But as you climb down, and it sounds
I'll
like
start climbing down, yeah.
Fritzy, you are going to eat some mushrooms off the wall.
Yeah, so I'm gonna like fly and hover down.
You just fly hover. You're fine. You just want to grip a piece of this shelf mushroom.
Yep.
All right, so you pull off a hunk of it, and it is shocking. You pull out a hunk, and it just like whoop, grows right back together.
Do I know what this mushroom is?
Make a nature check.
Grab it. Yep. These dice are so small that I have to like triple check that it's my d20 because it's hard to tell. Ooh, yay. Okay. 23.
This is I think we're just going to call it shelf mushroom. It's the kind of mushroom that always gets left on the shelf. Also, it is a
Shelfroom?
shelf, so it's kind of a double name. This is a mushroom that you know to be harmless. Very, very kind of just like tasteless and chewy. You know, if you ever try to like make a dish have a little more body, you might throw in some shelf mushroom, but it's not it's not a fun one.
Detect magic.
Sure. So you will detect magic. You will use you guys see as you're climbing down. Oh,
I am doing no such thing.
Oh, you're still up top.
Yes.
Understood. So Alexis, well, none of you see because you've all gone down. Alexis, your eyes kind of suddenly start to sparkle with these odd sort of purple, and you have cast detect magic. There is a large amount of illusion magic coming from that illusion of what's her face over there. There's a little bit of abjuration and conjuration magic on the mist that is around you. Beyond that, you don't see any magic that gives you any trouble.
That's not abnormal for that mist, though, right? Since I kind of know what it is, that's about right.
Seems about
okay.
right. The abjurative nature of it kind of just like there might I don't think there's actually any enchantment magic in there, but it seems to be a mist that just kind of like keeps you from being able to always easily get through it. It's like a protective sort of thing.
Alexis will just call down, like, so do you guys see anything useful down there?
I'd like to glance around,
Perfect.
see if I do.
Yeah,
see
Rival,
anything.
you're the first off. You notice that, and it is kind of foggy down here. Like, you don't have, like, amazing visibility. To be perfectly honest, that map I showed you all, that's just the map you get. There is a lot of, like, mist kind of obscuring stuff. So you see the castle in the distance, you kind of see some structures here or there. For the most part, it's all kind of misty. As you get down, however, there is this massive flapping of wings as a giant crane, rises out of the water and starts to fly.
Out of the swamp?
Out of the it looked like it was like nesting on top of the swamp, kind of like underneath some fog, but it flies up and just kind of, graceful white wings flapping.
Is it near us?
It is about, let's say, 40 feet away from you. It doesn't tell me in the book because it doesn't want to be my friend.
I want to try and communicate with it and like look up and like start flapping my wings.
Okay.
And I want to try and say like hi and like try and get him to like come over.
Understood. Make an animal handling check at disadvantage.
Okay. Uh, 16.
It sees you, and you swear its body language is like, and it just flies off.
Rude.
Birds really don't like you, do they?
Yeah.
Well, that's all right.
I'm working on it.
As you kind of experience that feeling, that kind of disappointment, I need you to roll a d8 for me.
One.
You hear the creaking and groaning of wood. It's kind of eerie and unpleasant.
Do I hear it like inside of my head or like around me?
I mean,
like,
there's
from something?
there's a swamp. There might be trees or kind of like stumps or things moving, but you don't really see any source for it once you look around.
Okay.
Would I have seen anything with detect magic when she heard that?
You are still up there, and the range of that spell is more than the 100 feet.
Ah, fair
You're
enough.
up top, yeah. But everyone else has now reached the ground.
How do the supports of the bridge look now that we're down here?
They look to be in pretty good condition, in spite of kind of like a lot of kind of like they're very kind of grimy and murky down at the bottom, kind of as they go into the swamp, and then they have a lot of mushroom fungal growth, but they don't appear to be unsteady at all. But however, once you're all sort of down there, Alexis, you seem to be staying up there for now.
It's so gross down there.
You do, the rest of you here.
These shoes were so expensive.
That's actually a good point. The rest of you, your boots are just squelching into the mud at this point. It's like, I guess Fritzy, you might be hovering, but the rest of you are.
Yeah, I'm hovering.
You also do see there
I'm
are.
very tempted to pull out one of my musical instruments and just start fucking with people and playing a creepy dirge.
There are mangroves growing out of the sort of like the various water here. It's all very kind of foggy and difficult to see. There are some interesting crickets you see hopping that are glowing like fireflies. This is not uncommon for the Feywild, but for those of you who are not from here, that is an unusual thing to see.
That's down there or up where I am?
Down there. Up where you are, it's really just like misty and like a stone walkway. Yeah, it's down there is a lot more action. But you do hear some voices kind of singing in the distance. These are sort of voices that are like, hey, with sticks and stones we'll break your nose. We're gonna get you everyone. And you hear like the plinking of a banjo. But kind of emerging from the fog, you see 6 Heron just like your friend Calix, who ran off. Except not like her, because these Heron look like trouble. They're wearing kind of like various like duster jackets, and some of them have bandanas up. And one of them is playing the banjo while riding on a giant snail that is just kind of like going through the thing, and they're like, we'll beat you blind and steal your clothes. And one of them sort of like hops off and kind of comes out to you all and says, all right, we are arguing about this is a robbery here. Hey, hi, welcome to the fire. You fell at the wrong place, now you're in trouble. You're right. Stick them up, give it all, hand it all over. It's just a robbery.
Can I see that happening?
What?
You see that happening.
Okay.
Huh?
What? No.
Wait, don't y'all speak common? That's the only language we can speak. Hey, get over here to one to speak the fire. And another one comes over and just starts saying, kind of looking you all, seeing Rival begins to speak in Infernal.
And I understand that as
about what you heard there.
right. Can I just intimidate them?
Sure. Make an intimidation check.
20, 30.
And
Slow down.
They circle up and all jump on the giant snail, and they're like, yeah! And then it just kind of very slowly, so they're all kind of hanging on it, kind of. Are they snails, man? They're coming here, and everybody gonna get. It's trouble what they can do. I'll tell you about them right now. They're just.
Wait, stop.
Oh, hey, whoa! The snail kind of just slumps down. And I gotta tell you, this snail looks unhappy. The snail is just like, and they kind of kick it a couple times. Like,
Hey,
one of them
don't
walks
do
back
that.
over. All right. I'll speak real slow, as y'all seem to be deficient in the cranial department.
Oh no.
We are here to rob you. And now that you know this, perhaps you will not recklessly attempt to frighten us again. Kind of pulls out his sword.
Can I sneak up behind him and tie his ears into a bow?
You can make a stealth check.
I really want to do this. That's 20.
You sneak up behind. You are a smallish creature, so I'll say you do this. However, there are several of them, so even though you've snuck up behind the one who's talking, some of his buddies start going, there's a fairy behind you, and he's like, what? He does that thing where he goes one way and you just kind of hover behind his back, no matter what, so you can't see it. He's like, He starts kind of like swinging his sword around behind you, you know, but he can't see. Oh, that's it. We're robbing you.
No,
Oh, what a waste
you're
of
not.
time.
What?
You're not.
What? No, that
You will not be robbing us today.
Oh no, you're misunderstanding. Once again, we are going to rob you.
Can I pull out my short sword and grab him and grab his collar and say no?
If you're gonna
will
like
not.
move on him, we'd probably roll initiative at that point because everyone's on guard. If you're making a move at someone,
Fine.
are you doing that?
Yes.
All right, so you grab hold of him. Let's go ahead and roll initiative then, my friends.
Oh boy. Here we go.
This is what I
I'm
want.
trying to use them. Yeah.
Oh, what is my... Oh.
Okay.
I rolled a 13.
Oh,
still
I
not
got
far.
scared for a second. 21.
All right, so yes, is anybody 20 or higher on their initiative rolls?
21.
21 for rival. Is anybody 15 or higher?
19.
19 for Elanius.
No, sorry, 16.
16 for Alexis.
Why can't I
15.
find- There we go.
15 for Lotara. What did you have? Fritzy?
13.
Third.
Oh, wait. What's my age? So that'll be 17.
Oh, 17. There we go.
Sorry.
No problem. And then what do these guys have? Oh, right. They do have that, though, because of their being. Okay. I'm going to do them in 3 waves, because there's 6 of them. Wave 1. All right. Wave 2. Wave 3. Wow, that's a real, they really covered the spread there. My goodness. I rolled 1 really high, and 1 really medium, and 1 natural 1. All right.
It'll be an interesting back and forth.
Exactly. Well, actually, it won't be much of a back and forth because you guys all rolled pretty high. However, as you grab for him, unfortunately, 2 of the brigands are going to go first.
Okay.
So as you reach for him, one of these brigands just rushes over to you, and is going to swing a club at you. Does a 15 hit your armor class?
Yes.
Yes.
Then rival, you are hit for 5 points of damage as it smashes a club over your head. And as that happens, I'm going to say the non-combatant with the banjo is going to start doing a... all right. The other one is going to run over, and this one saw Fritzy, so this one's going to take a swing at Fritzy with a club and say something about, "Get varmint!" And
Varmint.
that is not as good. That is an 11 to hit. I do not think that will hit Fritzy.
Does not hit me.
Very good. And with that, rival, it is your go.
Can I use... How many are within 5 feet of me, let's say? 3?
2 are within 5 feet of you.
Okay. Can I use Word of Radiance?
Sure. What kind of save is that?
It is a Constitution saving throw.
Alrighty. One rolls, a 19. The other rolls a 14. So what is your saving spell save DC? That'll be on your spell page if you don't see it handy elsewhere.
13. Damn.
So you do this and kind of like hit them with this like radiant light, but unfortunately the cantrip, they're both kind of too hardy for that. And then one of them go, "It's spellcasters! We gotta go put out all the stops!" I'm from Texas. It's fine. I can talk like this.
I'm offended.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm also from Texas, y'all.
Whatever. So Elanius, it is your turn.
All right. Okay. Well, I guess I'll move up to the one who seemed to be the leader
Okay.
that was talking to us, and I'll get out my great sword while I'm moving and just go up to him and hit him. Do it.
Okay.
I don't need to rage against these guys. They suck. They're not even worth my rage.
Oh, not even.
Character wise. 21 to hit.
21 will hit.
Okay. What is my damage?
Vomit.
add-on?
Vermin.
So that is going to be plus 3, 8, 11 damage.
11 damage. So you just chop this rabbit in half. You just like,
Oh.
I mean, unless
Told
are
you
you
they weren't
doing
worth my rage.
are you doing non-lethal or
Nope.
anything? Okay, so you just chop this rabbit in half. All right. Roll a d8 for me,
no.
please.
Damn.
Okay. D8. Wow. That's a 4.
A 4. Okay, so the rabbit just slides apart into gloop. The other ones all scream, but the sky above you turns like dark and wuthering. You notice that kind of like the various plants around here, like sort of like all curl over as if also dying. There's kind of rippling through the water. It's like become very windy and murky and frightening around here. But all of the other rabbits are now screaming about that. There you go. Fritzy, it's
Okay.
your turn.
What?
So the world seems to really be reacting to what Alanius just did.
Okay.
What would you
It
like to
doesn't
do?
like the fact that Alanius killed the Heron.
I'll let you make a free insight check, Fritzy.
Okay. Dice are so small. Ooh, that was a nat 20. 22.
It doesn't seem like it liked it or disliked it. It seems to be sympathetic. Like he came with so much anger and just like struck something down like a killing blow. And something seems to be just like
So
replying. to
something
that.
is tapping into our emotions.
Yes.
Interesting. Am I able to relay that to the rest of?
I'll say you can kind of shout that out to everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to inform everyone of this. And then, is there one near me?
Yeah, one just came over and swung a club at you.
One at me.
Yeah.
Am I able to use sneak attack? Probably.
No, there's no ally within 5 feet of that one.
Okay. I was hoping that was good.
And you do have your bonus action disengage and hide now, but I think because you did so much, your additional calling out and kind of in the insight, you probably don't have time to do that as well.
Yeah. No. And I wouldn't do some mischief. Okay. So can I pull out my daggers and like double fist
Sure.
patty?
Are you trying to do like non-lethal damage or anything, or are you just cutting them up?
Yeah, I'm just trying to basically make sure that he can't go after. He's holding a club, right?
Mhm.
I'm gonna try and go after like that arm just to disable him.
Understood. Okay, so go ahead and make your attack of non-lethal dagger damage.
I don't know how exactly that works, but sure.
It's
That
weirdly
is-
any melee attack you can do non-lethal. Even spells, I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
21.
21. With a 21, you hit.
Okay. That I rolled a 4.
So that's 8.
8, yes.
So it's like it kind of like screams. It's like ah, and just kind of is seems to be in some sort of pain. Very on its last legs. It drops its club, and it also kind of like is screaming out, although clearly you weren't trying to kill it, so there's not quite the same emotional thing. That being said, everything around you, now that combat is going on, like the swamp is kind of like surging. There seems a little more animation to it. Everything seems kind of like combustible and excited. Alexis, you are 120 feet up, or 100 feet up. Sorry.
I want to climb down 30 feet.
Okay. And for you, that's your same speed for you. No problem.
Yeah.
You're just
And then I want to cast sleep.
Oh, okay. What's the range on sleep?
90.
Oh, lovely. So sleep. Let's look at sleep real quick. The radius of sleep is a 20-foot radius. Okay, so actually a lot of them haven't even moved forward, so you can't get any of like you killed one. There's sort of two over there, but you can get all three. But it would also go to that. There's a giant. Tell you what, make an Arcana check. Let's see how precisely you can target it.
16.
You can definitely get two of the other rabbits. If you want to try to get a third, it might also include that giant snail, which probably has a lot of hit points.
No, I don't want to include the snail.
Okay, so you'll go for the other two. So go ahead and roll 5d8.
Save the snail.
5d8.
5d8. Well, in this case, the snail is going to be a problem because the snail will just. Oh, I guess the snail. Oh, it starts at low though. Well, you're not sure how many hit points the snail has.
Okay.
The snail was unhappy. Aren't we
They were
freeing it
kicking
from
him.
its evil masters?
That seemed to be the case. Yes.
$23.
23. With a 23, those two kind of who were there, like ready to go, just like. And they just fall asleep into the swamp. Just snoring, kind of. Very cartoonishly. So you guys all saw that Alexis kind of cast this spell, and these two of them just fell asleep. They're snoring in the swamp. Another one who was back on the snail is like, and the banjo player is still playing the banjo. Latara, it is your turn.
Okay, so Latara sees,
Sorry, just one thing.
Oh,
Elizabeth
yes,
will
sorry.
call down. Please don't kill any that are sleeping. Leave the sleeping ones alone.
That's fair. I call back.
So Latara sees one sliced in half, and she starts freaking out, and she's like, "Oh no, we shouldn't have done that." And then Fritzy says the thing about the emotions, and Latara like thinks to herself for a second. She's like, "Okay," and so then she tries to, and tell me if I can do this, Philip. She tries to mind link with the one herringgong that's still awake.
So there actually are there's a few
there's
others who
several.
are still awake. There were a total of 6 of them. So now one is dead, 2 are
for some
sleeping,
reason I
3
thought
are still up, 1's injured. So you want to go to the injured one or the other
Okay.
2?
Who looks the most upset?
I'll say injured is this one. The most upset is the one who attacked Rival. The one at the forward is the one who still looks the most angry.
Okay, so I'll mind link with him.
Okay. And what do you say?
Hi there. This is
That's really upsetting.
this is your fairy godmother, and I just wanted to say that you're the best in the world, and I just wanted to come here and I think you should think of all your favorite things. And then I start singing. When I mind link, can I know what he's thinking?
No, it is really just a communication.
Just to
sort of thing.
communicate. Okay. raindrops and dewdrops.
I knew it was gonna be that
and-
song. I'm like, what else could it have been? Like,
and really pretty other herringongs and pretty flowers and moonlight and sunshine.
So
She just keeps, improving.
in the movie version of this, like, you go to her mind and you like do a close-up of her and a close-up on the Haragon and she starts singing this, and then like in the midst is like weird music is playing behind her and she's singing it, like hard cuts wide to total silence because she's just doing it all like through her mind. It's just like a telepathic link. Make a persuasion check at advantage, I think.
Okay.
For that.
Oh, God. I hope I took persuasion. I didn't.
I didn't. Oh no.
15.
A 15, given everything that's going on. This one who's angry kind of... Dewdrops on what's its... So that's Rival. You hear that. It suddenly gets this like strange look as it's about to attack you, and then... Dewdrops on... Huh now?
What?
What?
I don't.
So... It is the other Herringong's turn. All Herringon present are going to disengage if necessary and head for the hills, and they are shouting, "Head for the hills!" And they kind of just are kind of tromping and hopping off. One of them kind of does look around and says, "Aunt Gertrude," you know, fairy godmother. They rush off. They
leave the snail.
They are jumping on the snail and like whipping the snail to try to get the snail to go. And the snail does reply and it moves, you know, its incredibly fast speed of 10, except this is difficult terrain, so the snail goes about 5 feet. At which point the various Herringon start gathering up a lot of like jars and jugs that they have on the snail as if like preparing to run further on a subsequent turn. That brings us to Rival once again.
So the one in front of me disengaged, right?
Mhm.
And it looks like they're all disengaging.
They are actively fleeing at this point. Yes.
Okay, I will just say that's what I thought.
Wonderful.
What I thought.
I guess I will ask: is anyone else taking any action on their turn?
No.
Alexis, yes.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna keep going down.
Okay. You we'll say you can, you know, if you're kind of booking it, and let's face it, it's easier to go down than up. So we'll say you can get the remaining 70 feet down. We'll give you kind of a, if you're dashing, you make it down to the ground at this point.
Okay.
Or 5 feet off of it if you're not quite ready to put your fancy shoes into the sucking mud.
So they're all just fleeing?
They do seem to be fleeing, yes.
That's no fun.
I'll get in the mud, but it's gonna be a lot of ew. So
Ew swamp. Great. Once it is their turn again, if nobody is kind of pursuing after them, they will.
are they leaving the sleeping ones?
Oh.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
As they go, you do see they sort of spur on their snail, who goes another 5 feet. One of them says, "I think we lost him," and then looks back and sees you guys just like 20 feet back there and goes, "Horseradish, let's go!" And they all jump off, and then they start just hopping off into the stuff as the snail is like, has been all the pack kind of things that were on it have been removed, and the snail, upon seeing them leave, is just.
Snail is freed.
Are we out of initiative now?
We'll say we're out of initiative now. Sure.
Can I walk? Is this the snail? Is it wearing any kind of like bridle or
Yeah.
anything?
Yeah.
I will go up and remove the bridle.
Okay.
from the snail.
Make an animal handling check as you try to.
Uh-oh.
Oh, 19. Plus whatever.
It seems to
24.
instantly be fine with you doing that. Like, just like, it's like you walk up and it's like, you're not one of those horrible rabbits who's been kicking me all the time. Yeah, that's fine.
and I'll pat its shell like it's a car.
Okay. Okay. It'll understanding that
Be free.
it'll hightail it out of there at about 5 feet per round. Just cool.
Does anyone want to try and talk to it?
Someone could. I'm gonna be honest. You've set the snail free pretty much at any time in now and the next like hour. You can still just easily walk over to this.
He's moving, but not fast.
Alexis will say, trying to figure out how she would say this, but good job, everybody. Thank you so much for not killing the sleeping rabbits. I do prefer food fresh, and she is just gonna eat.
Understood. You can do, especially to an asleep creature. I never realized how perfect a spell sleep is for you. Okay, so you do get to. I do even have to roll. Let's look up the old dump here. If you even have to roll when they are unconscious. Yeah, so you see her just go over to that rabbit and go ahead and make your bite roll.
Okay,
She's
clarification
eating
question.
hair tartar.
I don't have to kill it. Like, my bite doesn't necessarily turn anyone, right?
No. Oh, your bite. You can't turn people. You're not a full vampire.
Oh, perfect.
All
Okay.
your bite does is you can just drain a little. Yeah.
Okay. So I will drain a little from both, so that I'm not taking a lot from one.
Understood. I won't even have you roll this. They're sleeping. That's fine. They do wake up when you do this. Are you down any hit points?
No.
So you're just eating. You're just eating.
I'm just hungry.
You're just eating for the flavor. Understood. So yes.
Yes.
you kind of drink from both of them, and they both yelp awake as this like woman with their blood on her fangs is like kind of like coming away from their necks, and they both scream and run off. And they see the snail ahead of them and are like, "Oh my God, they're so far ahead. We'll never make it." Captured to the snail. They left it. All right. Oh, they're that way. Just different directions. So yeah, you guys see Alexis just blood kind of pouring from her fangs.
Well, she will prestidigitation and clean that all off.
Understood. Alexis, would you please roll me a d8?
Come on, man. I gotta eat.
No, you absolutely do have to eat.
Mildly
Two.
disturbing.
2. And now that you have had such a delicious meal and you're feeling good and feeling kind of back centered, flowers begin to bloom all around you in the swamp. Just like little flowers all around. And a couple are like
That feels appropriate.
caught
Yeah.
up on the wind and sort of swirl about you in a real Disney princess moment.
Who has the highest animal handling in our group?
I have
Not
plus
me.
5, but Latara might be higher.
Latara.
I have +6.
Okay. Latara, can you come with me really quick? We're just gonna talk to the snail. I don't eat
Okay.
slugs. It's really gross. So I wouldn't do that. I just want to talk to him, but
Okay.
I'm not good at that, so I need you.
Sure.
Okay. Please ask the snail if it knows how we can get to the pretty castle over there.
Okay. I'm gonna mind link with the snail and be like, "Hi.
Oh, please don't come on too strong though.
Hi."
Why does this feel so much like Labyrinth talking to the worm?
This is an interesting thing. Let me look up the college tie real quick.
I know. I'm like, I can't. I
Does
don't know if I can actually speak its language.
It must be able to understand at least one language. So, tell you what. Let's roll to see if this snail, how much of Heron gone, like, get varmint and such this snail has picked up.
Okay.
What's a good die for the snail? Or would one of you like to roll for the snail? Tyler, you're super engaged in this. Roll a d20 for me.
I'm listening.
Oh no, I mean Olanius. This is so up Olanius's. Yeah.
Sadly, I only rolled a 4 on my d20.
The snail does not appear to be capable of speech. However, yeah, there's also because like honestly like, well, you know what? There's a potion. There is a potion that might be able to do something about this. There is a potion called a potion of animal friendship.
Okay. I don't have it.
That's probably one
push it?
that is probably one we didn't finalize that today, so that is probably one you would have on you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have to speak to it.
I have that spell.
You have animal friendship?
Yeah.
There you go. Do you have speak with animals?
No.
Probably.
Speak with animals is really the linchpin here. That would be the much helpful thing. But you do you do have that potion probably because that's very on brand for you to have. But also you can just make an animal handling check just in general to try to, But you don't think you can linguistically communicate with it. Unfortunately, it doesn't have enough mind to do so.
Even if I did like animal friendship,
you could give that a shot. That would certainly help.
Okay, yeah, sure. I'll take the animal friendship potion.
All right, so you see Latara. What do your bottles look like?
They're like pastel colors. All different pastels.
So this kind of pastel-colored tinted bottle with some sort of liquid sloshing around in it. You pull that out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is blue pastel.
Beautiful. All right, and you uncork that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I take it.
Wonderful.
Or do I have to take it, or
Ooh, let's look up this one actually. Potion of animal friendship. You drink the potion. So yes, you all see that Latara kind of uncorks this bottle. And are you going to kick it back, or are you gonna let your open wide feature get this to you?
Oh, what do I? Wait, I'm forgetting this now.
So so it's the.
I can give it to.
Or you can even to yourself. You don't have. It's kind of. Are you going to show off? Is really the question.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically you see her uncork this bottle, and then liquid starts like running out of it, like against the flow of gravity, and right into her mouth. It kind of just like pours up and into her mouth, just from the open bottle.
And
suddenly,
a really cool party trick.
and suddenly, now that you've done that, yes, you have cast the spell Animal Friendship. So for the next, I guess like hour, you can sort of connect with this animal much more closely. So go ahead, add advantage, make an animal handling check. And what is it that Alexis wanted to know? I can't even remember.
If it can't like speak to us, like maybe we can just point it to the direction of the castle and we can follow it there or whatever, follow like a path it makes, something, because we're just in a swamp.
Swamp.
We're not doing anything. We don't know where we're going. We're just in a swamp. So maybe the snail can do something about it.
25.
With a 25, you convey all of this information. And the snail is receptive. The snail seems clearly to want to help. The snail may not know exactly what you're talking about, but the idea of a castle, the snail seems to know something. And the snail does turn its trajectory and begin very slowly heading that way.
Is it going back in line with the bridge?
Yes.
Did Alexis say all that stuff out loud?
I think so.
I could have told you we could have just followed the bridge instead of having to talk to a snail.
This is much more fun, though.
I guess.
I honestly, I was gonna ask for that little chair thing on it to be put back so that I could
No.
sit on it. But like, I'm not even.
I don't want to die.
Okay.
of
He's
old age
free
before-
now.
Well, I guess
No,
I can,
and like he's still going to be free. It's just if you can take a passenger, why not? It's just the kind thing to do.
Alexis,
Yeah,
don't take this the wrong way, but you are slightly heavier.
Be
than-
very careful. Okay.
I'm heavier than you.
I just feel like I've done nothing wrong to you, and I congratulated you very much when you won that crown. I just had questions about how the crown was chosen its winner. That's all. And I don't
Well,
feel like
maybe
I
it's
deserve
my
all this
weight.
animosity you've been giving me.
Are these two bickering again?
Yes,
They
at
are.
this point, the snail
I'm
is
just taking my
going to
bagpipes and
beat
blow
us
it
to
in
the
both their ears.
castle.
You want to do what?
I want to take out my bagpipes and like blow it in their ears.
Sure, make a performance check.
Not remotely a bard, but that's okay.
You probably want it to be worse, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, in this case, a
You probably
beautiful,
want a
yeah,
lower-
a beautiful bagpipe thing doesn't really kind of cuts it off as everyone's like, Danny boy? But yeah.
3.
23?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's just it's beautiful. Their arguing takes on like an epic, like they start arguing even better because it's like they're getting it's like
We're inspired.
they can
All
take
right, I'll enjoy the chaos.
they can
of it.
take each other's lives, but they can't take
Fritzy,
each
you are
other's
so good at that. Love
That's
it.
fine.
Is anything happening like to the world as they argue?
Yeah.
Or as her bagpipes are beautifully
Yeah.
playing a song.
At this time, no, there hasn't been make an insight check, Olanius.
Oh,
I would
boy.
like to say that Rival
Oh, I'm actually
thrives
thinking
on
that.
irritating Alexis.
It seems like it.
She
has
loves
done
it.
nothing wrong.
You know what? I gotta.
It's just amusing.
Let's see. I am going to use knowledge from a past life, which I
Sure.
can do twice per long rest to add a d6 to the roll.
Great,
So
that's rad.
that brings me up to a 15 total.
I will say with a 15, there's something about their bickering. Yes, there are some odd, like certainly all the flowers that had bloomed a moment ago, they seem to have all kind of just like fallen off into the swamp. There seems to be a little bit of darkness surrounding it, but with a 15, you maybe suspect that if these two are just always bickering at each other, that's like a constant state for them. So they're putting more negative emotion out there, but it's not having big effects any longer.
Okay.
And I think by that token and having heard what people had said, you certainly feel that just killing a heron gone, definitely that was a much bigger change to how things happen here.
Shouldn't have tried to rob us.
Yeah.
I'm saying.
So I'm gonna say about 5 minutes has passed now. Just of kind of this kind of waiting here, resting. So Alexis, you get all your first level spells back.
Oh yeah.
And if anybody is harmed, if you want to spend hit dice on a short rest, you can.
This is absolutely the opposite of the Friday games.
That is basically true. Yes. So you do appear, Alexis. However, usually that takes you like an hour or so. It seemed like it took about 5 minutes, and you got everything back.
And I noticed that obviously.
Yeah,
right? I can tell
you
it's...
feel your spells have returned. Seems very.
But I mean,
potent.
sorry, my question is that the 5 minutes thing, is that a thing of this game, or is that a weird thing to Alexis that it only took 5 minutes?
Very weird that it happened so fast.
Okay.
You've never had it happen that fast before.
People usually say it's fine.
I was trying to not go because here's the thing, because it didn't quite, it wasn't like 100%. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So yes, if anybody is injured and wants to use a hit die to heal, it does appear that a short rest occurred in 5 minutes. Gio,
I saw no one else use a spell, right?
No one else. Rival used a cantrip, but not like a spell.
But yeah, not a...
Yeah. No one
I
used
did
a
get
slot.
bonked, but
Do you want to heal?
I did.
Cool. All right.
I'll be right back. I apologize.
No problem. So, but you do notice that it seems like you heal real quick, Alexis.
Did anyone get hurt, or like you got hurt, but you?
She
healed herself.
She does seem to have healed, like not by a spell. She did the hit dice healing. So yes, you also, Rival, feel like you just healed way faster than you should have. That was weird.
Maybe it was all of those health drinks.
Maybe that's the acceptance finally starting to work.
Oh God.
Radical acceptance. So the snail is still kind of, heading in that direction.
I will follow the snail until we decide to go faster.
Understood. So you guys continue following the snail very slowly, walking through. As you go through, Laura, please roll me a d8. 5. Oh, great. That's fun. As you are heading through, you guys notice that the water is, like, getting even lower until eventually, like, it's no longer, like, water. It's, like, just mud. The swamp has, like, dipped in level. And as you walk,
did the water get lower, or are we, like, rising?
you notice the water like a bathtub,
Okay.
like, kind of slowly. And now you are just in a total mud area. As you're walking through kind of this muddy spot, those of you who have a passive perception of, I think it is 13 or higher.
Yay.
I do.
Cool. Everybody? Great. You all notice that there are some, like, forms beginning.
Oh no, mine's 12.
Then Fritzy, you don't see this, but the other three who are present, and Alanius maybe as well, you see a form beginning to emerge from the mud. A form that is, there's actually a few of them, and these seem to be, they actually seem to be made of mud.
Oh no.
They are these mephits, these mud mephits.
Gross.
That are kind of coming out of the mud. And they're sort of emerging all around you a little bit menacingly. And then one of them says,
Sorry about that.
"What do I like to eat?"
Uh-oh.
Dirt?
Is this a
Help.
riddle?
Wait, they're all talking there at once, and the other another one kind of like climbs up out of the mud over to you and says, "Hold on. You get 3 guesses." Yeah.
Do we get clues?
Yes.
Is it people?
Is that
No,
your
don't
guess?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, that's a guess.
Okay, I won't guess.
Is
Never
that
mind.
your
No,
guess?
it's not my guess.
No,
it
it's
is
not a
not.
guess.
They're all like
Not a
leaning
guess.
in, and they're like, "False alarm. Wasn't a guess.
Not a
Wasn't
guess.
Okay,
Gosh.
gotcha. It's you get 3. Wait, there's 5 of them. 3 doesn't seem charitable. So there's 5. So wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Minus 1, 2. You get 7 guesses. Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, that's not right. Is
Do
it?
we get 7
Can I try
clues
to convince him
too?
that we've given him the right answer?
You want to what?
Can I try to convince him that we've given him the right answer?
Sure. Make a deception check.
Excellent. 24.
Okay. Let's just check the, what would the passive insight be on one of these? Cool. So what do you say?
I'm gonna say, oh, we don't need any more guesses. Didn't you? We just got it right.
You nitwit! Slaps one of the other ones. They got it right. They know. Oh my god, I forgot that. You said my memory's been bad ever since the accident. Wait, do you remember? I don't remember either. Did you give me leaky brain? Oh no, none of us remember. Wait, I don't even remember. What is our favorite food? Oh my heavens. What was it? Oh no. I mean, one of them's like, it's mud pies, obviously. No, we don't remember that. I have no memory of them saying that, which means what if it's all a lie? What if it's all a lie?
It's not a lie. You just told us. We got the answer correct. Your favorite food is mud pies.
It is mud pies.
Yeah.
And my time at the accounting firm, that happened.
Yeah,
This
totally.
one method is just on
You
just
can
like,
count on it.
like holding on to your, like your dress or whatever, just like mud all over you. Really? Did I really go on a date with that magma method?
Yeah. Sure.
She was really hot. They're just jumping up and down in the mud. One of them goes, kind of an older one. I am beginning to suspect that we actually never forgot anything. Oh well. Why would we stop in them again? Seriously, what is happening? I really am forgetful. I don't remember.
You were trying to help us.
Help you? What?
Yeah.
Get to the castle.
To the castle.
Oh,
Central
the
Forever.
castle has been blocked off.
Oh, well, that's okay.
Why?
We've been invited.
Oh,
We're
well, that's
official
good. I hope that you can make it there. If you've been invited, you must be an important individual.
Yes, I am the monarch of the Witchlight.
What? Whoa! Hey, you idiots! Everyone show some respect. They all begin, kneeling and bowing to you. It's the Witchlight Monarch's here, and you're out here talking about how you forgot your whole life at your accounting firm, you idiot! I'm sorry.
Yes, no.
I'm sorry, Your Majesty.
Quite all
I'm
right.
sorry that I befuddled your royal horned ears with
Oh.
talk of my days at the accounting firm.
Quite all right. We
Do you know
would
why
like...
I had to go there, or why I was
Why?
fired? Because
Why?
I left all the books very dirty. Don't
Very
worry
funny.
about it. That wasn't a joke. That really is why they fired me.
Well,
Your Majesty, I've looked her in the eye. Please, please don't smash me with your Witchlight scepter.
I won't, but we do need your assistance in getting to the castle. So
Oh,
if
we
you could
can-
help us with that, that would be fantastic.
Well, we can take you to the castle, but we can't get you through there. I mean, honestly, if you want to get to the castle, what you should probably do is you should go and talk to Miss Blightstraw. She's in charge of things around here now. Ever
Okay,
since
and
they
where-
split up Prismere into hither, thither, and yon, sometime back before, I don't know, whenever this all began.
And where are we now?
Well, now that is a pickle of a question. Are we in hither, thither, or yon? Well, I don't think anyone could be yon, because when you're yon, that's yon. Oh, that's
Oh,
a good point.
nope. Let's not. We're here right now.
We're in,
Fine.
and the other one goes, we are in hither. Thither's that way, yon is that way.
Right, thank you. And how do we meet up with the new ruler of this lovely?
Well, you should just
Hither.
find her. She seems to be sort of in control of this locale at present. And she's at a little home city. Used to be a place where a lot of people were, but she's kind of taking it over with the bullywugs. That's in Downfall, which is thither or yonder. Oh wait, shouldn't say those. Is approximately in. It's gonna be that way.
Right then.
Which
We
way?
will- That.
Which way? One of them kind of licks the mud off of his finger and holds it up. That way. Yeah, that's the way. You can't miss it. All you gotta do is head to the slanting tower, find the slanting tower,
Right.
and then. Well, that's where I always get lost. What do you do after the slanting tower if you're going to Downfall? Oof, well, I haven't been to Downfall in a while. I think you find Telemy Hill, and then the Brigand's Tollway takes. Yeah, that is the ticket, at least according to the book. I read it before I lost it in the mud. But you go from the Slanty Tower to Telemy Hill to the Brigand's Tollway.
Okay. Thank you for your service. You have, and I.
Oh,
no! And so I get my short sword.
ah!
I
Ah!
just like
Oh,
tap him on the head and say, "You have done well, sir." What was your name?
Mud. That's
Sir Mud.
We're all of our names Mud.
Igniting the mud monsters?
Sirs Muds.
Sirs
Yeah,
Muds? Wait, we're Sirs Muds? Oh
You're
my
Sirs,
god.
Sirs Muds.
Wait a second, we're members of the
Thank
nobility?
you.
We
No,
need
but
to
you are
go
helpers.
exploit the lower classes then.
Nope.
Oh, this is brilliant.
Don't do that.
Oh.
But before you do that, what is the castle blocked off by?
Well, mist. It is very hard to pass through it unless you have a passage.
Are they solid, or do they just get you lost, or?
Well, I've never ventured into such mist because I'm not a coward, but I'm also.
What do you mean by unless we have passage?
Well, I'm sure there must be some way in or out of there. I believe that I have heard that. I think if you can fly very high, you're able to go, and that is how the new queen of. She calls herself the Queen of Hither. Why did it take y'all to realize how long that we are in Hither? Is she our queen? Yes. Well, the Queen of Hither. She's the queen now of Hither, and she can fly over it.
Right.
Can I look at our invitations, or like at least at my own,
Sure.
with detect magic?
Oh, interesting. There is no magic on your invitation.
All right.
You see. But he sort of says, yes, Queen Bavlorna, she flies over the mist on her lily pad. Mm-hmm.
What is she?
Bavlorna?
Mm-hmm.
She is another monarch, your majesty.
Yes, and I am a tiefling. What is she?
Well, it's kind of hard to say. She's sort of... her head looks sort of like this. And her eyes, very, very upsetting. They're about that big. Her mouth always hangs open. Agape, some would say, as flies flutter in and out. Or so I've been heard. I never actually seen her. Well, I seen her, says another mud muffet. If you can't tell, this is another one. She's sort of, she's got herself sort of a hide on her, if you understand. She looks like one of them, what's the ones, they're like this. The little beasts that are like...
A toad.
Yeah, that ain't bad. I don't think it is toad, but that ain't bad. That ain't bad.
I don't think it's toad.
Frog?
That's closer. Now hold on. That is much closer. What is the frog who wears a box on his back?
I believe
Turtle.
they're talking about turtles.
It ain't that.
Tortoise.
Tortoise? 'Tis not a tort.
It has a box on its back?
I think she's somewhat boxy on her back. It might be more cylindrical. Just taking a look at her. She's very interesting. She's not that. I think you was closest when you said frog.
Frog. Okay.
I think that it's... And then one other one will say, well, I don't want to say anything to besmirch what our monarch is saying here, but I have to say that she is I think that you're trying to put people into boxes, and maybe she is just Bavlorna,
Oh no, we just want to make sure that we recognize her when we see her. Don't want to be rude. As you know, mistaking a monarch for a commoner is a grave mistake.
Oh, it is a grave mistake, and it's one we made. You don't remember that. Remember, our memories were all misremembered. Oh, that's right. We couldn't even remember that our favorite food was mud pie, and that they told us that. Mm-hmm. This has been a very hard and eventful day. If you don't mind, we're going to go back in the mud before it gets covered up with water once again.
Right. And why
Your
does
Majesty.
the water recede?
Why does anything happen here in Hither, you idiot. Why does anything happen here in Hither? Or thappen here in Thither? Shut up. It is the will of the Queen, Bavlorna. Bavlorna. Well, now you got me all confused. Oh boy.
Okay, thank you, Sirs Muds. We will be going now.
Sirs Muds, that's right. We got to think about what they're back into the mud. In this whole conversation, the snail got like 50 feet ahead of you, maybe.
Going in the direction that they pointed.
No, it's still going along. Actually, let's see what it's doing.
Yeah, so
No, it is still going along with the thing. Yes.
They said to go to Slanty Tower, then Telemy Hill, then Bergen's Fallway, as opposed to just going in the straight line following the bridge.
Well, they were giving you directions to somewhere called Downfall, which is where you can find the queen who can get you to the castle.
Okay.
So we have a couple options. We can either see if we can get through.
We
the
don't
mists.
actually have a map, right?
You don't have, and I mean, it's also, you would actually know this, the Feywild stuff isn't always exactly where it was, when it started. Sometimes things just move slightly. But if you wanted to try to simply skip all those other steps and track your way directly to Downfall, you could certainly try that.
Well, we have a couple options. We can either go to the castle and see if our invitations let us in, or we can go to this Downfall place and see if we can get in that way.
Well, the illusion did say to seek that woman that they attempted to name.
Right.
So maybe we do have to go see that woman anyways before we... maybe she moves the pink fog for us or something so that we can go.
Right then, shall we? Slanty Tower.
I will say you do think you can kind of see a slanty tower in the distance, through some of the fog. You think you see where that is.
Am I familiar with this person?
You can make a history check, I guess.
Make time. 15.
Never heard of Avlurna Blightstraw, unfortunately.
Are the mud people still around?
They have retired into the mud
Alright.
to be mud monsters.
That's fine. She sounds wealthy.
So I will begin walking toward the slanty tower that I think I see through the fog.
Understood. Are you going to try to make
I'll follow.
Are you going to try to make the snail come with you?
Yes, I'll call it.
Okay. Make an animal handling check.
No. 11.
Doesn't even hear you.
Oh.
Actually, let's have is anybody what is your nature modifier, Latara?
It is.
Is anybody else even proficient in nature?
So 5.
5. You got a +5. What do you have, Fritzy?
I have a +4, but I'm not proficient.
So go ahead in that case, Latara, and why don't you make a nature check?
9.
Yeah, I mean, you're uncertain if this snail will ever be helpful to your purposes, but you guys can certainly try to.
Okay.
It hasn't heard, it didn't hear even, kind of didn't register the kind of beckoning that Rival was doing. If you want to try to get it to come with you, I think it is still technically charmed by you. Or you can just let it.
Wait, by me or by her?
By Latara.
Oh, okay.
Latara charmed it with that potion.
Oh yeah, I'll have it still tag along.
All right, cool. So the snail sort of heads over out of the murk, and you guys head toward a slanty tower. It is 9:17, and I think the next place will take a little longer than we would want to continue playing. So perhaps I will sort of end with you arriving here, and I'll sort of read the description so you can kind of think about this sight you're seeing. But what you see is a crumbling stone tower that's rising out of the swamp, leaning at such an angle you think it is seriously in danger of falling over. Like, you think that if you ran as hard as you could and pushed it, you might knock it over. There are black brambles surrounding the base and clinging to its lower half, and hanging from the crenellations on the sort of lower side where it's tilting. there's a large woven basket kind of dangling from the end of various tangled ropes and tattered patchwork fabric. It's 30 feet above the surface of the swamp. And you see it hanging there. And those of you who can remember with any object permanence do recall that you saw a balloon, yes, falling. So as you come upon that scene, that is where we will end tonight's session. Oh yes, go ahead. Did you have a question?
No.
Okay, you were just doing one of these, not one of those. Perfect. Well, in that case, we will end tonight's session of Wellness Beyond the Witchlight. Thank you all so much for joining us. I think it's funny that the name changes to Wellness Beyond the Witchlight as soon as, like, the wellness coach has been sent to another section of Prismere. I love it. In any case, thank you all so much for watching. We will be back next week with more of this fun. Join us on Friday for Blood from a Stone, which is the opposite of this game because it's death and horror and rad. Guys,
we're all gonna die.
Last Blood from a Stone. I don't really need to do like coming soon ads for other games. Last Blood from a Stone, by not design, our party had one high-level spellcaster who was kind of on their side, and they decided they needed to kill this other high-level spellcaster, unbeknownst to them, same level spellcasters. So the person on their side said, "Sure, I'll go in." And basically, there was a wizard's duel between these two women. One of them when they went to attack, dominated the one who was on their side, and now they're both walking out to kill the whole party. We had one long-term person. Cool. I think Sorrow was at like 4 sessions, maybe. Sorrow was just about to level up again. Sorrow got demolished. It's a lot is going on. That game is insane.
So is parkour.
He leveled up.
Did he?
He's level 1 now. And he's a level 1 character who has a staff of the Magi.
Does Dan know that he's level 1 now? Because I'm pretty sure he thinks he has one more session to go.
No, I think he knows. He was very excited. I'll check with him though.
I would check with him.
Book says he knows.
He's level 1.
Okay.
What the really heartbreaking thing I'm going to do, I'm not going to do is just the way the rules will work. He's level 1, but he still hasn't attuned to that item.
Yes. Okay, maybe that's why I thought he didn't.
So he has to survive this encounter. So
he has to survive this in order to attune to it. That's what it was.
I hope he can, but he probably can't.
No, we're all gonna die.
Oh man, it's been rough. And then on Sunday we have something that in some ways is the meanest of all the games, but in other ways it's a nice game. It's called Here Be Dragons, The Players Are Dragons. Let's just go with a narrative that they were always dragons and knew that the whole time.
That's a dirty lie, Philip, and you know that.
Yes, that game is on Sunday nights. The players are dragons. They're in a world where a bunch of humanoids have come to kill all the dragons. There are humanoid uprisings against their dragon overlords, and they're on the run, and it's very exciting and crazy. So yeah, check out all those games. If you like what we do here, follow us and or subscribe. If you have an Amazon Prime account, you can subscribe for free by linking your Prime gaming account to your Twitch account. I talked my dad into doing that just because they have like an Amazon Prime account. They don't use it on Twitch or anything else. It took 20 minutes for me to talk to him into it over the phone. I'm sure anyone watching here can do it in much less time. We have a delightful Discord you can join where we post recaps of all these crazy games. Go to our About page if you want to learn more about our wonderful players. Speaking of whom, players, anybody want to plug anything? Anyone want to talk about anything?
We're in Candyland.
You are basically in Candyland. That is not untrue. Well, very good. Well, everyone, thank you so much for playing. This is Wellness Beyond the Witchlight, and until next time, be well. Be well. Good night, everybody.
Bye.